ultimately, this is a technology story. It was an idea that you could use laboratories, you could use innovation to be able to get something that felt and tasted like meat but wasn't, had a better footprint on the environment. Now we're all putting that we hope that maybe actually lab-grown, like from cells meat is going to be our answer, because it feels like Beyond Meat, for example, didn't grow in the right way.
That's right. Basically, we had these founders come out. Ethan Brown founded Beyond Meat in 2009, Pat Brown in 2011 with Impossible Foods, and they made these really big promises. Ethan Brown talked about basically copying the structure of meat, but doing it with parts that he extracted from plants. Pat Brown talked about heme, which is found in large concentrations in red meat, and he was going to make it with a genetically modified yeast and soy, and it would be soy like hemoglobin, what he called his magic ingredient, and this was going to give his burgers this meaty taste. And both companies promised to basically upend, Impossible really went out and said they were going to upend animal agriculture. Ethan Brown's promises were more along the lines of saving the world from health and environmental disasters.
Small promises.
Yeah, just little things. And that they were going to create products that were so identical to the meat that people love that people would just swap them in and sidestep the animal. It really hasn't worked out that way. And I think most people would agree that these burgers are a lot closer to beef than their forebears, like Morningstar Farms from Kellogg. But they're certainly not close enough, and meat eaters just aren't that interested. Or as one expert told me, he said they're just not that into it.
Hey, Deena, Ethan Brown likened it to technology doing away with the horse-pulled cart, right? That what they were doing in the lab would change what's on our plate, do away with the meat. I guess it's not quite materialized. We ask our own audience, what their attitude is to lab-grown, lab-generated meat. That's the answer. 47% of respondents said, ooh, no. Does your reporting back up the findings of that poll? What is the attitude of consumers right now?
So basically, the market for these products is declining. A lot of people tried them when they first came out. They were really excited about them, and now people are moving away, and they're going either to maybe they want to keep their meat consumption down, so they're going to something like lentils or beans, or maybe they are going to chicken, which is less expensive than these products and certainly less expensive than beef. A lot of people try the products once or maybe even twice, but they just don't stick with it. It just does not stay as part of their normal routine. The people that eat the most of this stuff are vegans and vegetarians, who were very much not the target.
Interesting. And I have to say, from anecdotal evidence, we brought in a lot of Beyond Meat and Impossible into our family home, largely because we've got an au pair who's vegetarian, but also my husband really didn't like the way that meat made him feel. He wanted to cut down. But ultimately, they weren't kind of healthy enough. It felt like lentils was a better option, ultimately. Are these companies trying to uproot themselves? Are they trying to change, to listen to feedback, to innovate that little bit more? Or is it all just going to go quiet?
Well, yes, they do talk about more innovation, and they constantly release new versions. The Beyond Burger, there's a new Beyond Burger almost every year that they say this one's going to be juicier, moister, more meat-like. And Impossible also does the same thing. They also say by doing some of the improvements, we're also going to make it healthier. But I think for a lot of people, the idea of further processing is sort of antithetical to making it healthier. And so they might say lower the calories or lower the sodium, but that doesn't change whether or not it's an ultra-processed food.